eyes, like, what do you think like going on with the dating world right now? Because I feel like personally, like, you can do it, but it's just hard in a way.
I think it's just fucked because you don't know like if they really want to like talk to you and date you or they just trying to hit.
Ooh.
And like I feel like a lot of times like I'm kind of like open, like tell me what you want, you know, and like then it depends on how I feel. Like, do I want to talk to you or am I okay with it just being what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of guys are not straight up with it, so it's like I don't really have energy to talk to people because like nowadays, because
Do you think at first it's like when guys try to talk to someone, it's too hit, but then they'll catch feelings right after?
I feel like most of the guys now in this generation they just want to hit. I don't think anyone's really like in the mindset of a relationship. You know, I feel like it's more of girls that want the relationship than dudes.
But I feel like it's because everything in relationships right now are just like how you said, it's so fucked. You know, like back then, you know, when my parents were kids, you know, relationships were dating to marry now. You know,
Yeah.
nowadays there's nothing like that no more. You know, like you go through like 10 relationships. I mean, it was like that back then. You know, but nowadays no one really dates to marry no more. You know, like that's
Hey,
why.
cause think about it, bro. How do we really know how it was back then? You feel me?
I mean, I just know because that's how my parents tell me. You know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
who knows? It could have been the same thing. You know, like obviously, my parents' age it wasn't hell long ago too. You know, like.
Yeah.
People were in the 1700 dating too, you know, like.
And they had no social too, so you know, it was probably way more secret back then if you think about it.
I feel like it was probably better though. I feel like social media really killed everything, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an easier way to talk to people, than nowadays, you know, like it's. I don't know. I feel like back then a simple like I don't know just like hi or like in person is way better, you know, like than how it is now. Just because people really go online and they see all those famous YouTubers and oh yeah their relationship is like this, it's so perfect, you know.
Yeah.
That's how my relationship would be, but it's not like that, you know what I mean? They just do that for the camera, they just do that for the views, viewers and stuff, you know? But those, they don't have morals, you know? Like,
Hell no.
like how old traditional way of dating, like, it is sort of dead now, you know? Unless you're, like, super, like, religious, I guess, or super, like, family-oriented, you know? Where you see how your family is, and you want to be like them, you know? But nowadays, I feel like people are really... Like, our generation is completely different from, like, our past generations, you know, like.
Believe it or not, but I've still met girls that are like waiting until marriage, like you know, like it's rare, like it's super rare, but I've met like 2 or 3 that.
Stay away.
Swear to God, bro.
Shit, bro.
Swear.
Where?
No, because when it comes to dating now, like even me, like you know, I used to catch myself to be like, hey, what are you doing? And like nothing, and it was kind of one of those like, oh, trying to link up tonight. Oh, where? Like my house, and then that was it, right? And then it was like, okay, well, obviously.
Shout out.
And I was like,
Non-sponsored.
I was like, okay, so obviously there wasn't like something that I wanted. Well, have you ever been in a situation like that where like you like hit up someone or someone's hit you up like, okay, just link up, and you're like, nah, like it's not it.
Yeah, all the time. I feel like it's like really hard to get me to link. I feel like because like I'll be like, yeah, I'm down, and then literally I'll put my phone down and go to bed. Like I do that all the time. Like I don't know, like well, like especially for me, like right before I turned 21, I went celibate. Like for a year and a half, you know, like I just focused on myself and like, cause I just like kept seeing myself like your body gets drained like when you know like it does and like energy and like other people's vibes like, and a lot of things hurt my feelings like the social media like if I'm following someone and I see that we're following mutual girls and like they're always in their likes, you know, and then like I'm talking to them and they're not even liking my pic. I'm like, what the fuck, you know, like ouch, hella hurts, you know, or like. There's been guys like where they hit me up through Twitter and like they like my tweets and then I like theirs, you know, and then they finally hit me in DM and then like obviously I overthink and I'm like, well, are they doing it to other people now?
Yeah.
You know?
Ooh,
And so it's
okay.
like, yeah.
What's the longest relationship you've been in? Like the longest, like.
I honestly like I don't really count my high school relationship.
Okay.
It was like really toxic, like it triggered, you know, and it was like on and off. But that was like the most like anything. So like yeah, I don't really count it.
How long was that?
That was like going on from since I was a sophomore to like out of high school.
Like over 2 years?
Yeah, like just on and off. Or if we weren't together, we were still like linking up, you know. And it was just like hard. And then like kind of when I hit my senior year, I was like, okay, look, it's gonna be done after high school because you're not gonna see him every day. You know, you're not gonna hear about him every day. And then like after that, I kind of just focused on myself. And then I dated like a few people here and there, not as long, you know. But I've been like kind of like on my own journey a lot.
Do you have any friends that have been in like long relationships and like how do they make it work? You know.
I know a lot of my friends. Yeah, I had like one friend throughout high school. She's always been in like long relationships. But like one of my best friends, like we're in the same boat. Like she just got a boyfriend finally. Like not finally, but, you know, like it's always just been me and her, you know, like throughout since elementary or middle school. So like now she has a boyfriend, and it's like kind of weird, you know, like because we're used to doing everything together, so it was like a big change.
Okay.
But do you think she did that because, you know, people start maturing and they start realizing that, you know, they need someone in life, or is she just trying it out with someone new, you know, just...
Well, no, he's also one of our best friends, so then they end up, you know, together.
Maybe it was meant to be.
Yeah.
For like a relationship, or do you really not think about marriage later on? Like, do you want to get married one day, or do you just want to continue the way you are right now, just single, focus on yourself and...
It's not like a big goal in my life, you know, like if it happens, then it happens.
See what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
But I haven't found that person to be like, oh yeah, you know, like I'm gonna be married one day. Like my mom, she's been with my dad since she was 14.
Oh shit.
They have 5 kids, and they've been together ever since. Like that's her first boyfriend and everything. And so I think that's what like was one of my biggest troubles in a relationship, because I was like, I need to find one. It needs to be the one, you know. And then like growing up, I was like, okay, you know, it's not all like that, you know.
So not all about just finding that one person.
Yeah.
Life, there's a lot more to life than just finding that one person. I feel like finding that one person, soulmate. Some people really never find someone, you know.
Fuck no.
They go through a lot of people because they're so focused on trying to find that one person, you know.
Yeah.
They don't realize that sometimes you just need to stop looking. You know, sometimes it's about them coming to you, or in random moments and you just looking for people. Some people, like, I hear that they go on Tinder or Bumble trying to just find that one person, you know, but it's not like that, you know. Like sometimes you may be lucky and you could find that one person, you know, but I feel like, oh, it's a luxury, you know. Finding a soulmate one day in life is obviously a dream. It is more of a luxury, you know. You have your own life to live still, you know. Like living a life with someone else, building life together is a luxury. Some people get it, some people don't, you know, and some people never do because they just continue to look for that one right person when sometimes you just need to stop looking, you know?
Fuck, that's true.
And like I feel like a lot of people, like me personally, like a lot of people can like date random people, you know, and like for a good 4 months, a good like 6 months, and I'm like I can't do that. Like I don't know why. I've never been like that, you know. Like
so you like dating to marry, sort of, you know,
like kind, you know, but not like just a date to date, because it's like, okay, you know the steps, you know, you're gonna have fun, then, you know, like then the breakup comes, and then it's all that trauma again, and then you have to build yourself up again, you know. It's like, why even add that in your life when you're already moving forward from that in the past, you know.
Do you feel like you're scared to open up because you're scared to get like heartbroken?
Kind of that too. And like, okay, so like I had finally talked to someone like a few months ago, and we had just stopped talking, and like it was a very humbling experience of someone not liking you back, you know. And like I think I just kept liking him because I just liked the chase too. Like I like, you know, I'm like, what do you mean you don't like me? Like
it was different, huh?
Yeah, it was really humbling. Like the other day I was with my brother's girlfriend, and we were sitting in the car, and I was like, oh my god, like, you know, this is not even you. Like, usually when they give you a sign that they don't like you, you know, you go on and you do your thing. But, like, this one I had to sit back and be like, okay, no, like, you hurt your feelings. Like, you know, let's get over it.
Easy girl. She already been through damn near the whole block. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, bro, like, you want something, like, you have to work for it. Like, exactly what you said,
yeah,
bro.
like,
you know what I mean?
They don't give it to you right away. You know, you have to take months, you know, in dates and take them to dinner and meet their parents, you know, like shit like that. Like I feel like that is dope. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I feel like
like I remember
that makes it worth it.
But yeah, like exactly like my boy said the other day too. Like some girl asked for his number. You know, he was like a stranger, but he was like, oh, usually it's the other way around. You know?
Yeah.
Usually I'm the one asking for the girl or chasing her, and this time is the opposite. He wasn't even interested. Right? That's crazy.
But I feel like it's hot when girls are like, when they like make the first move.
When girls do it?
Well, not when I do it, because I'd be scared. But I think it's hot when girls do it.
No, I feel like...
No, it's lit.
I feel like with the whole dating thing, a guy is always supposed to be the first one, but when a girl hits you up, I think that shit dope.
Right.
That shit makes you think like, fuck. Like,
well, and too, when I like someone, like, when I like someone, I actually like, I'm like, oh my god, I like them. So then like I always want to hang out with them, and like I always want to talk to them, because I'm not usually like that.
Yeah.
And so then like I started realizing too, I'm like, okay, but maybe that scares them off too, you know, because like I don't know.
You be the same way, or you just like you gotta be with them like all the time?
No, see, like that's the thing. I don't want to be with them all the time, but at least like once a week,
Once a
make an
week?
effort or two, yeah.
Two?
And like a guy was like flaking on me, and like I really liked him, so I was like, oh, like it happens, things happen, family issues happen. But then finally, I was like, no, girl, like you're lowering your standards down because you like him, and
Yeah.
like that's not okay.
Oh shit,
So-
lowering your standards because you like them. Oh shit.
Yeah, and like I always have to catch myself and be like, no, like you don't let it slide with anyone else, so why are you doing it now? Like
We haven't talked about what's your opinion on like Tinder, like cause how you brought that up, like Tinder, Bumble, like have you used some of those?
yeah. So I've only ever really matched with, or like linked up with someone on Tinder one time, and like we went on a date and like stuff like that. And, like,
She was cool?
Yeah, literally it was cool. Like I kicked up him like a few times, and then we just stayed like social media friends.
Yeah.
I'm on Hinge right now, but it's just like for the laugh and giggles. Like I just like talking to new people. It's like hella funny. It's more. I feel like it's more better than Tinder. Like, cause it's like questions you ask. Like
Oh yeah, I've
It's
heard
such
of
a-
it.
Yeah, we've never had those applications, so we don't. even
Yeah,
know
I'm
what
at
they are,
I'm at the hop on that bitch.
no, for real. Like you do audios.
So
Yeah.
let me
I mean,
ask you
you
something.
got-
So when you go on those apps, are you looking to find someone to date, or you're just looking for like a
Hell no.
one night type of stand type of
Not
shit?
even that. Like sometimes I just download it because I'm bored and I'm like, and then like they end up being my social media friends for hella long.
Yeah,
like
'cause-
I matched with someone and he literally DM'd me today and was like, "It's my birthday. You better comment under my tweet. Happy birthday." And I'm like, I'm dead. Like that's.
I mean, it's just really.
What's it called again?
For real. You might just see me tomorrow.
For hell, bro.
Like,
Shit's
bro.
already downloaded right now, bro.
What type of guy do you like when they reach out at you? Like, what do you want them to say, or what's like a
Oh,
turn off for
yeah.
you, and what's a turn on for you?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think a turn off is when they ask me to smoke, cause like I kind of make it known that I smoke. If you have me on social media. So I think it's kind of like gross when they ask me if you smoke, cause like.
Duh.
Yeah,
Damn.
like will you hang out and like or when they're like smoke me out, cause I don't text boys like smoke me out. Like if I'm coming to smoke, I always bring something.
Yeah.
So I think your number or whatever, and like them just like having a normal conversation. But I hate like when if it's like the first time we like are about to link, then they're like, well, should I bring a condom? I'm like, bro, you haven't even met me yet.
They say that?
Yeah, like, or they're like, what's your intentions? And like, there's been times where it's like weird, and I'm like, just take me to my car, or like take me home, like, so like I think it's just like them being just like nice, like having the intentions that we could be friends,
Yeah.
because I'm friends with a lot of guy friends, so I mean like like I'll always reply to DMs, so I feel like they should just come out in like a friendlier way than like
Yeah.
So do you like a bad boy, or do you like a good boy type of stuff?
Well, I was having an issue with I was liking men that don't like me back, and I was like, girl, like stop, and so finally now I really like nice guys. Like I'm trying to like nice guys,
Do you think nice guys are like too friendly sometimes? Do you think they're too cringy? Cause I feel like I can be like a good mixture of both. But like I catch myself being too nice. Like okay, I see why she left. And when I catch myself being a bad person, I can see why she left. So I was like, what? Let me just get right in the middle.
Yeah.
See, it depends, cause sometimes I'm like
You know what I'm
fucking cheesy. So
You know what I'm saying?
So like, what is too nice for you?
So now I want to say something. You know what you said about when like the turn off when like a guy asks for a condom?
Yeah.
Bro, I feel like as a tip as a guy, you should never ask a girl for a condom, bro.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
No, like
bro,
to bring
ever.
a condom? Yeah,
Like,
don't.
And ever, just
Obviously,
ever,
bro, bring that shit.
Yeah.
Bring that
Ever,
shit, bro. But
Always
just don't
have
tell
your
her,
own
bro.
condom, bro. What if she
Put this
poke
in
a
your-
hole or
in your
something,
wallet,
bro?
bro.
What if she poke a hole or something? Next thing you know, you have a kid or something. Like, bro,
Nah.
just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Do better.
They always like want to like plan it out. I'm like, why are you planning it?
Bro,
out? Like,
for real, bro.
If it happens, it happens. That's
Yeah.
how it is,
If
Yeah.
you touchdown, you touchdown. You feel me? But don't plan the touchdown before you even get in the football game.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
before
You first gotta get there, warm
then I
up,
forfeit.
stretch. You know?
Cause who knows? Like, what if she was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna do it with this dude, but then you're over here thinking, fuck it, should I ask? And then you ask, and then she's like,
That
nah.
was a
Yeah,
turn
It's
off.
called forcing
You
it.
look like some lame ass fool now, bro.
For real. Looking like a
This is
weirdo.
first time doing.
It's like too nice for you, like a guy that's telling you like you're gorgeous every single like 3 minutes or what? Like you're so beautiful.
Or do you
Okay,
like that shit?
you're like okay, I get it.
Yeah, because like I want to have a conversation too, So
Yeah.
I mean, like if they're not even trying to have the conversation, they're just saying that, then yeah, that's too nice. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes too nice isn't wrong though, Because again, like a lot of girls, they deal with like assholes, and you hear their stories, and half their exes are fucking dicks. Like like 9 times out of 10. You're gonna ask a girl about their ex, they're probably gonna say they're assholes to them, So
I feel like they like it, but it just happens. You feel
it's
me?
just
They get used to it, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, yeah, because maybe there is more guys, those type of guys out there now.
Oh yeah,
So-
obviously, just don't be that. You know.
What do you though? Like, do you have any friends that are going through like where you can just see like, okay, they're getting like, or where they used to get treated like really bad? You're like, yo, like why you letting them talk to you like that?
It's always mostly me in the friend group.
Oh, no.
I'm that
I'm the friend.
So,
I'm the friend in
so
like,
is that why you haven't been like in a relationship in a long time?
Yeah.
Because you said since high school, huh? We've been at high school.
Yeah, like
I mean, I don't know about you. But
I like dated
it's been like 5 years.
Yeah, I dated at least like one guy out of high school, and we were like totally different. Like I had just got out of high school, and he was a grade higher than me, and like I guess he was more kind of like like quiet and like a little nerd, and like me, like I'm just me. Like I did cheer, so I talked to like my cousins were on the football team, so like
You're like the cool kid.
not really, I'm just there. And so, like, we were very different. And, like, I remember liking him because he was nice. And I was like, okay, that's kind of different, And then, like, he would just, like, started being, like, mean to me. Like, one day he yelled at we worked at the same store. And he, like, yelled at me for walking in there with a guy. And it was my little brother.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like, how dare you go in the store and you're with another guy? And I was like, oh, it's just my little brother. Like, what? Like,
That's hella funny.
what are you
Imagine getting those messages, bro.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Whole paragraph.
Yeah, and then like what did he say that was out of pocket? Oh, he had asked me if I watched that show, The Office, and I was like, oh no, like I heard on Twitter if you watch it, you don't have personality. And like he got so mad at me, and then like one day he texted me and was like, I found a new girl and she watches The Office. And I was like, okay, like
What the
like
fuck?
good for you.
That's a weirdo.
Like, yeah,
That's
weird.
like.
That's a weirdo.
And
right
like
there.
finally, I just cut it off because I was like, I just got done with someone being an asshole. Like you were so sweet.
He's
like,
gonna
why do you
he's gonna
change?
stay a nerd.
Yeah, and like all my coworkers were like, girl, like why did you even do that? I was like, I don't know. Like
I mean,
I thought change would be good, but
there's a little bit of everything out there in the world. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You won't know till you meet that person. And you start talking to them.
So in a relationship, what do you think's worse, mental abusement or physical abusement? Like in a toxic relationship, like think about it. Like, which one do you think's worse?
I think mental. Oh, I think both.
They're both up there, huh?
Yeah, they're literally both up there. But I think mental is as strong as how.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
Cause I'm thinking like, I mean, on a guy's side, I mean, I can see it, but he's gotta be a straight like he's gotta be a straight like bitch, because like if a girl's here like yelling at him saying he sucks, he ain't shit. Cause I've seen like I've had like past homies where they would like scream at their girl like they were like they were dirt, right? And I'm just like, and then I mean I'm there as a friend. But I mean, I can like be like, yo, bro, like you didn't take it that far. He's like, nah, bro, fuck that. And then I just gotta kind of, cause as bro code, I can't tell him how to run this relationship.
Because it's
You know what
their
I'm saying?
relationship. At the end of the day,
Exactly.
the girl can always leave if she wants
Yeah.
to. If she
Yeah.
doesn't, that's her fault.
Cause I know, homie out there, we haven't talked to him, but like he never laid a hand on her. But just like me watching him yell at her, pretty much like if she was like fucking like sand, bro, like just dirt. I'm like, yo, like if that was me, like if that was me talking to any of my like ex girlfriends like that, bro, I would have got punched in the face. It's like. So like, what do you think of like both of those? Like do you think it's just not it or what?
Yeah, I don't think it's it. Like,
And what advice do you have for girls that are actually going through both of those too?
Because it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Bro.
It does, and I think like you'll finally know when you're done. Like you'll finally understand. Like, and it takes a while though. Like it might take, like me, it took me like 4 years to finally be like, you know what? Like it's not working out. You're trying. Like you love him, but at the same time, like he's not showing that he loves you. And now you're not even loving yourself. So I feel like it is very hard to get over it, and like you kind of just need to surround yourself with like good people. Like my best friend heard me cry for like those whole 4 years,
Yeah,
and not once like be like, oh well, it sucks, now come on, stop crying. Like she let me cry until like I don't cry no more, like
Yeah.
I don't have love for that person, and I'm not in love with that person. Like I don't have nothing for that person anymore. I feel like it finally took all the time for me to like get over it to finally be like that.
Because my advice on that one is like a guy or a girl perspective. Like if you're in that and you see it right away, get out of it right away. Because the thing is, you get so invested in the relationship and you let them start talking like that because you think like that's the one. You think that's the one. No, that ain't the one.
Some people think that's normal.
Yeah.
Hell
Like, 'cause
yeah.
They haven't been through anything like that, or that's their first relationship. And some people think that's normal, you know what I mean? And that is not normal at all, Like, obviously, there's sometimes you guys are going to have arguments, and maybe one person raises the voice of the other person, and that's completely normal. Or, talk it out, whatever. But if they start constantly putting you down and shit, that is not normal, you know what I mean? You're supposed to be with someone who loves you, not treats you like shit, Like, And by treating my shit means like putting them down all the time. You know, you're worth nothing, this and that. Like, I'm only with you because of this. Like that, I feel like that creates toxic people in my opinion. You know, because once they break up, you know, the next relationship they bring all that with them. That creates insecure people. That creates toxic people, and that creates failed relationships because they thought that was normal, and then the relationship they're always gonna be scared of that, or sometimes they don't even want to get in relationships anymore because of that. You know.
Yeah, and I feel like me, I was scared to be like, oh, is the grass greener on the other side? And like sometimes you have to take a risk, and it is greener on the other side, you know. And sometimes it is better to hurt over someone and not have no contact and talk to them at all than it is to keep them around, you know.
Because that hurts even worse, you know. Obviously, like no matter what you went through, you still have like love for that person, even though like that love sucks. You're still obviously gonna have love for them, but honestly, getting away from that, it's better, you know. Hurting in the moment, being away from them is gonna last less than still being with them, you know, and taking all that abuse mentally or physically. If you're getting physically abused, bro, get the fuck out of there. No matter what.
Bounce, bro.
No guy should put a hand on the girl no matter what, you know what I mean?
Or girl on a guy. Change topic a little bit. So once again, guys, with the whole like mental, physical abuse bit, get out of it as soon as possible. If you see it right away, you know, I guess give them that one warning. Hey, if it's physical, bounce. Just bounce right away. But if it's like mental, where they start yelling at you, sit down, and talk about yo, you're not gonna talk to me like that. And if you are again, I'm gone. And then that's it. Give them a little ultimatum. It's either this or that. Boom, wraps. Yeah. But that's the only advice I have for the couples out there. And now we're getting into something a little juicy. Chavo got some questions been cooking up for Celi.
What is one of your biggest toxic traits you have? Or you're not toxic? Not a little toxica?
My toxic trait is, like, if we're talking and you hurt my feelings and I feel like I can't communicate about it, I'll just, like, completely remove you out of my life. I remove them off social media. I changed my number. Like, I just did that, you know? And I'm fucking delusional, too, though. I was like, is he gonna guess my new number? Like, what, you know?
Fuck.
But, yeah, no, like, I think that's my toxic trait. I'm like, I need to learn to communicate, because I'll just disappear, like, you know. And then, like, once I'm finally over them, then I'll probably, like, hit a follow again or something, you know.
Down the road, you know.
Yeah, I'm like,
you know, show that I'm still here. Bling.
Still alive.
I'm still alive.
What are some of your biggest red flags, like, when talking to a guy?
Ooh.
Honestly, his likes.
Really?
Oh, his likes? Like,
yeah,
likes?
like Twitter too. Like, and sometimes it's not even like me stalking. Like, Twitter snitches all you guys out. Like, it'll be like so and so liked, you know, stuff like that.
Yep.
I get the ick a lot.
That's why I don't got Twitter.
Especially if you guys don't like stuff, and then you guys just only like certain girl stuff. Oh, it hurts.
Let me go unlike something.
Size matters, like for girls.
Let me guess. Ocean of emotion.
Everyone's different, so what is your opinion on that?
Like, it just can't be too small. But, yeah, like, motion, whatever, you know. I don't know. I just feel like if I like you, then you're going to hit. But other than that, you know, no. Like, yeah, it just depends on the person, I think.
It's all about the connection.
Because, like, what if I'm already down there, you know? Like, you're already there, and, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, no. Because I see the size, you know? Like.
Okay, because that was my next question. Because you said if you like them, I'm gonna let them hit. So what if I like them and then shit, then zip it back up? You know what I mean? Or like,
never mind.
I think my mom's calling me real quick.
Well, I had a friend where she told me that her friend went out with a guy and they were about to do it, and he pulls it down. And he actually had a micro dick, like an actual real ass one, and that. She said that she had to go, and he was like, that always happens. Damn, and I was like, damn. I just hope that don't happen to me, because I'm awkward. I don't know what I would do. Skirt. Yeah, I'm like.
And imagine if he drove, he picked you up, you guys are far away,
exactly.
like at a location. you're just like, oh shit, did this just happen?
No, that's why nowadays I'm like,
should I risk
can
it?
we take my car, or can I meet you? Like, that's never an issue, just so that whenever I want to bounce, I can bounce.
Have you ever been in a situation where like you didn't want to be in like that, like in that where you're like, oh shit, where he's like forced something, you're just like, just kick him off.
Like one time a guy was like, come on, like, let's sit in the back, and I thought we were gonna smoke. Like, I brought Jeters. I was hella excited. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna smoke. And he's like, come on, let's go in the back. And I was like, no. And he's like, come on, like, we're not gonna do nothing. We're just gonna sit back there. And I was like, no, like, take me in my car. Like, I'm very easily to be
because
like,
you already knew.
Get me out. Yeah, you know, like, I just said no like 2 times. What was gonna make a difference to us sitting in the back, you know?
Yeah.
And so yeah,
You can smoke anywhere.
literally, we went outside to a view. Like, why were we gonna go in the back?
Where do you like want to be in the next 2 years? Like, cause what is it you want to like? I feel like you want to do something. I feel like everybody here in like California wants to do something. Over there where I was at, I didn't have that out there with people around us. So what is it you want to do in like 2 years?
Well, so I really love New York. I travel there every year, so like my goal is to hit it like once a month, but like a different month every year. You know?
Yeah.
So like this year I'm gonna go in October.
Right
I'm
on.
gonna go for like 3 weeks, I think, for my
shit.
birthday. I really want to move out there. I hella loved it. I went out there with my best friend the past 2 years, and I just want to move out of Cali at least for like a year or two, you know, or maybe longer. The only thing that holds me back is I'm hella family oriented, like with my siblings, so I get hella homesick. But yeah, that's probably like my goal is to move out of Woodland at least or Cali.
What do you want to do out there in New York?
Should just do whatever I can, you know? Like, I don't know. When I got out of high school, I didn't really have like a goal of what to do or anything. It was just like graduate. Like, you know, it was very hard. I was suffering with depression and I suffer with really bad anxiety. So, like, it took over a lot. Like, I was trying to do YouTube, like I said, and then like I would get scared out of nowhere. I'd just delete my videos, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, people are always telling you vlog, you know, and post, and like I go on TikTok and I post, but then like I think I let haters get to me too, you know. And that's like a thing about Woodland. Like, everyone, they'll hate on you, but they'll always watch your videos. Like, my TikToks, I see all my views, and it's like everyone, like people that didn't like me from high school, like my friends, my family, and they don't show no love, but it shows that they're just viewing it, you know. And then like most of my likes and stuff are from randoms, you know. And, like they don't want to support you, they don't want to help you, but they just want to watch you. And so
That's facts, bro. That's facts. You know?
I'm glad you
In
said
my
that.
opinion, that's
I'm
when you
glad
know you're doing something right, though. You know, when you have all the haters, people that don't like you watching your shit still, you know, that's when you know you're doing something right.
Bro, we got people tweeting about us on this already, and it's like, you know, I just showed up out of nowhere. Like, I was telling him, because, like a while ago, I was like, man, like, people already hating us. Like, I just got here. Like, what is it I'm doing? I'm trying to be, like, the whole point coming out here was to, like, change, you know, a big, like, an audience, like, help everybody grow and with social media and everything, and help myself, too. And it's like, I was telling him, like, bro, like, is this really for us? He's like, bro, no, like, fuck that. And then Javi was like, bro, you too, like, fuck that, and fuck that, like, we just gotta keep going. That's what we're doing. We kept going.
Anyone can say anything they want to say, but shit, just don't let that affect you, you know.
Hey, no, hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We need 9 more to 300.
About to be there.
Yeah, about hit 300. Hell yeah.
Right on.
Hit that subscribe, like, comment.
Yeah.
and it sounds like a little, but that's like a lot. Like,
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
It's a
I think that's
lot.
three.
Like,
No,
yeah, like,
bro,
you should
imagine,
be
no, just
proud,
imagine
like,
300 people in this room right now.
Yeah,
that's a lot of people,
lot.
bro.
I was your 198 subscriber. Now you're almost
was.
300. You know what I mean? That's cool. Oh, yeah.
And actually, it's funny you said New York. You said New York because our biggest state that watches is New York. New York is the number one state. California is like the fourth, actually. It goes like New York, Texas, Florida, Wisconsin, then California. Like it's funny
a little bit of everywhere. You know?
Yeah,
that's what you want. You know,
exactly.
You want everywhere, all over the world to see.
A little sad for a little bit. I'm glad you brought up this anxiety and depression because in high school I always made fun of kids that said depression, right? When they're really like the kids that had like the dark side, that always posting on stories. I laugh at that shit because I never knew what it was. Once after high school, because in high school I was just like big. I felt like I was like I had a bunch of smoke up my ass, right? I felt like I was him. After high school, it hits you, right? Because you're just like, oh shit, now you're starting a whole new chapter against all new people again. So like, when did you know like you hit depression? Because I didn't hit depression until I turned like 18, 19. That's when I like felt it like I'm alone. Fuck, what do I do?
So mine started at a really young age. It started when I lost my grandma when I was in 8th grade, and then it like took a troll finally like when I hit like sophomore year, because that's when you get into like the breakups and you get into like your friends like leaving you, you know, and all this stuff, and like graduating was like very hard, not because like, oh, I couldn't do my work. It was like I was just so sad I didn't want to go to school. So like my mom would wake me up and I would be crying like, no, like why did I wake up today? And like so it was like very hard just doing the basics, like waking up and like going to school was very hard. And then I feel like it got a lot better when I graduated.
Okay.
I wasn't around people, you know, and like the people I was around was people because I chose to be, you know. You weren't forced to see them every day, and you're not forced to hear negativity. But I think my anxiety got really worse, though, because, like, I just don't like running into people. Like, I like to know, like, if I'm going to run into someone, you know. So, like, going to stores and stuff is where I suffer at right now. Like, and I work at a grocery store. So
Yeah.
like sometimes I'd be at work and like I'm trying to help a customer and they're like being like too rude and like making me sound dumb, and I'm like, okay, my coworker will come help you, and like I go hide in the back and like I
Yeah.
freak out for a minute and then like I come out.
But I know exactly what you mean. I'm very loud. I'm a loud person, but now I'm just like, okay, now I'm more quiet, more shy now.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I can go on camera and talk all I want. But like, I need liquid courage, right? Like when we go out, I have to be drinking. Like, I need to take a few shots. Like, me and Chow bust on a couple down Julio's and I'm good, right? Talking to everybody, like, hey, like, where you from? And then, but no, yeah. Have you guys ever had depression or anxiety? Like, you guys?
I feel like both of those suck, bro. I feel like depression is like, there's a person just like you telling you that you suck, telling you the worst, and I hate you, but that's you,
Don't even want to look at yourself in the mirror?
Yeah, bro. Like, I feel like depression really sucks, like, I feel like I had those times, when my dad passed away, obviously, like, I'm not gonna be happy, but I feel like it's all mental, I heard it from a lot of people, hey, bro, just don't think about it. It's not that easy, It's, like, no matter how much help you have or how many people you have around you, you can still be feeling like that, like.
Exactly.
There's some days, where I still feel sad, like, just want to break down and cry, bro. Just too super overwhelmed and stressed, but it's okay to cry, It's okay to let all that shit out sometimes, and because, it's like a bottle that's just filling up, you gotta let go of all those emotions, and anxiety, I feel like it's even worse, I feel like anxiety limits you to do so much, just because you overthink. I feel like anxiety is overthinking everything, like.
It is, that's true.
I want to go to the gym, but shit, what if I see this person? What if, damn, what if they think of me? Or are they looking at me? Like, that's anxiety, and even worse, anxiety is more than that, and
Yeah.
I feel like I've passed through those times, and sometimes I still feel a little bit like that, but, I feel like everyone has some little sort of them, you could see someone in a group of friends and they look like the happiest person, but when they're alone at home, you really don't know the type of person they are, like, you really don't know what someone's really going through, I feel like both of those really suck, but it gets better. You know what I mean?
And,
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like too it's kind of hard because like me, like my parents, like they're Mexican, like they didn't really understand like what do you mean you're depressed, like you have a family, you have food, at first like it was very hard for them to understand, and then finally like they're like, damn, like this bitch ain't over it, like 3 years, like finally I finally got their support where like they helped me, and like now like every day like my mom sends me like a random little what is it called, like meme on Instagram or whatever paragraph, it's like you're doing good, like don't let it define you, like I feel like having your family support too, it really helps, even
Facts.
if you don't understand, like I feel like you should just try to understand for your sibling or someone, because like I had a little brother and he was like the only one that understood, and like he would hear me cry in my room and he would literally sit and just like wait for me to go to bed until I was done crying, so I wasn't alone,
yeah.
and like that helped a lot, like really it did help a lot.
I feel like one thing that really helped me, is doing better, I feel like I use that as energy to do better for myself.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's a difference. You could be depressed and anxious or whatever, but just live your life thinking that whole thing, and you're just doing nothing with your life. But you have to, no matter if you're depressed or anxious or whatever, use that shit as motivation to make you do better, like you don't like the person you are now, fix yourself, go to the gym, do something, you don't like the job you're at, quit that job, do something else, like it just that's all it really is, like it's about being sad, but taking that sadness and making it into strength, you have to cry to be strong one day, like
No, hell yeah.
that's just how it is, you know what I mean, like obviously how I say, go talk to someone if you need or do something, but it's all about you. You're the only one who can fix that yourself. Sleeping early or something like that. You
Meditate, fuck it.
Or even look for a new job while you have that job, like I think we're in our lives where we could change anything we want at any time of the moment.
What about you, Chava?
Yeah,
Have you ever dealt with anything with anxiety, stress, depression?
No, bro, because I feel like, I grew up without a dad, I grew up without a dad, so I pretty much didn't really have, like, I didn't grow up, like, all depressed. Like, that was already, like, my life. Like,
yeah.
I was already, like, set up. Like,
you got used to it as a young kid.
I got used to it. I was like, that's why I grew up, with no dad and shit, and my mom always in and out. And so I grew up with my grandparents, and they made me feel like no less than any other kid, So I was never really depressed or sad or anything. Like, never thought about. If anything, I used that as like motivation, Like if this guy has this, and I have to work 10 times harder just to get that. Yeah. You feel me? Or if I want to get some new shoes, I have to get it myself or everything. But nah, I never. Like, I feel like that's true what you say, bro. It's all in your head, Like if you're like, I could have been fucking just keep repeating that shit in my head, you know, like, oh shit, I don't have no dad,
Yeah,
depressed and
you
shit.
would have been in the moment you are right now. You know what I mean?
For
In my
real.
opinion, that's
That's
way
facts.
better. Like,
Yeah.
like
And no
see,
matter how far I make it, I'm always gonna say I made it on my own, you know?
Yeah.
Or everything I got it on my own, like I have my own story. So I just can't wait till that shit happens, you know? I'm gonna grind till I make it out. No, exactly. I feel like she said this earlier, like when you're out of high school, you get to choose who you hang out with, you know? So
yeah.
I feel like that's a big important, like when you get out of high school, like it's important who you pick, who do you hang out with, and what do you spend your time on. Like that's very important, bro. I feel like that's just very important.
What advice do you have for the girls that are just getting out of high school, like going into the real world? Like, what advice can you tell them? Like, yo, like, you know, this is what it is.
I feel like it seems scary, but it's actually not. It's you get to create your own world.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's you that gets to pick your story of how it's gonna go, you know, and how you want it to. Like when I got out of high school, I was like kind of like clueless. Like I never had a job. My mom always made me just only focus on cheer and school. And like I always told her, I was like, that's not gonna help me when I get out, cause
Yeah.
you know I'm not going to college at like you know. So like when I got out, like I didn't even have my I think I barely just got my permit, and so like it was very hard. I felt like a loser as soon as I graduated. I was like, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know what life is, and like finally, like I gave myself a set goal, and I was like, okay, you're gonna find a job I said by the end of the month, and literally by the end of the week, I got a call from Bel Air,
Oh,
and
nice. Right on.
I've been working there since, and I've been like moving up, doing different departments, you know,
Right on.
and that helped like getting a job, doing the basics, you know, and then you don't even need to know your plan. You go with the flow, and then you know whatever happens, it happens, and
Right on.
yeah.
I feel like one thing
don't stress it.
can't change.
Do you feel like guys have more pressure of doing better than women?
Ooh.
I feel like this, like in society, we think that, but like I think also maybe because like how where I come from, like whatever I want, I have to get it on my own. So I feel like some girls also have that pressure too, especially at home. You know, like I'm a family of 5. Like I wanted my own car. Like I'm the first kid to get the own car on my own name with no sign, no nothing. You know.
Okay.
And like if I don't want to go to work, I'm the one that's taking the pay cut, not my mom, you know, not my dad, not my sisters. So I feel like it kind of depends on your situation, but I feel like both genders do kind of have to work hard. But I feel like guys kind of get it a little easier because, like, it's so easy for you to get a construction job, you know? It's so easy for you to get, like, those little man jobs, you know, most guys can get, and like, girl,
Okay,
I feel
in
like
my
it's
opinion,
easier
you know?
for them to get a job. Like, my uncle, he knew someone, and like, boom, they hooked him up with the job, you know, and then like me, like, had to go put in my resume. I had to kept calling them to wait, you know, and like stuff.
I feel
like
like also, that has to do with connections as well.
yeah,
Connections,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
connections is a big part.
Yeah.
But what I say, like, I feel like because of that, don't you feel happy because the guy, like, is the one that has more responsibilities?
We have for you is what question? Do you have any questions like for us, like as a guy point?
Just like a hardworking woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. What I've been thinking, that question, we've heard it before. What I like about that question, I want to meet someone because I'm in a grind right now. Like right now, like I feel like I'm doing like 3 things at once. So I want to meet someone else that's in the grind also. So once you get to the top, it's like I feel like it'll be like a really good feeling, you know. So I like to meet someone that's got goals, but is grinding though. It's not just sitting there saying what they want to do, but is actually doing it, you know. Like for example, like us, like Javi's doing windows cleaning. Chao is probably one of the hardest workers I've ever met, and he's joining me on doing this. And I'm doing podcasts. I'm working. I got everything. I got a lot of things going. So I want to meet someone else that's doing what she wants to do, wants to love, and she has a goal. Like one day I want to, even if it's like material thing. One day I want to have a huge house and a beautiful family. Like cool.
What are your guys' red flags?
A girl who does nothing, who has no ambitions. So like the opposite of like what I want in a girl. So like one that just has no ambitions,
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. I mean, same thing. Like one that parties all the time. That Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's about it for my red flag. Mine are pretty simple. Like my biggest thing is as long as you're working for something, that's all that matters. As long as I see you like grinding out. Even if you're trying to do social media, like me, like I love social media. So like other girls that do social media, like I love it that they do it because like I know girls, it's really hard for them to break that shell.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, it was like kind of like just on the camera or whatever. It was hard at first, but I kind of broke it right away, broke that shell. But that's why I love like a girl that does like social media. I think it's dope. I think it's really really cool.
I feel like what she said earlier, like, because back then I used to smoke a lot too, so I feel like back then girls used to always tell me like, oh, you're trying to smoke or you're trying to burn it or blow on it, you feel me? And I feel like that shit was a red flag for me. I already know what type of girl you is. So yeah, and I feel like that, and also partying a lot or like having no goals or like nowhere, just no goals, like what is he doing? Because you're bad, they think they're like there's someone, you know.
Yeah.
Nah, hell no. One that's busy, bro. But if she has hella guy friends, facts. That's a big red flag for me. Like,
Yeah.
I could be your friend. You feel me? What are you trying to do? Smoke? We're smoking. Drinking? We're drinking. What your problems?
Well, you guys are saying like going out too. That's like a big issue.
Oh hell yeah, with guys?
No,
Well,
Yeah.
no, like just going out with their friends in general. Cause like me, like I said, I work 40 hours. But like on my days off, I'll go get a beer with my friend. We'll go out. We'll go to Parkside, you know, here and there. We'll go get drunk together. But
Shut up, Parkside.
yeah, sponsor me. I'm just kidding.
Shout out DJ Barcode.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
DJ
that's
Barber.
Wonderbar, yeah.
Get us on that stand, bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
shout
Barco-
out DJ Tootie. He be
Yeah.
there sometimes.
Oh, look, Tootie.
He be watching. He be watching.
This shit for part 2.
For a part 2, guys. I mean, this is about almost an hour and 45-minute podcast. But I mean, thank you for coming on. It means a lot. Every girl that comes on, I like respect a lot because I've DM'd probably like. On girls, like if you ever see me in the DM, it's only for a podcast. It's that literally.
Not that fucking.
You ain't that special.
Yeah.
Come on.
Whenever
Don't get too happy, bro.
So like, wait. So like, when I DM'd you, what you think of like this guy?
No, I literally.
Fuck Sal.
I saw you guys' podcast, right? And I followed, and I told my friend Carly, I was like, they're doing a podcast in Woodland. I think that shit's so cool. I was like, I would love to be on that. Because, like I said, I wanted to do YouTube, and, like, you know, I'm hella awkward about it. And so, she was like, you should probably DM them. And I was like, no, like, I'm just going to, like, I like their shit. I watch their videos. I'm just going to, you know, whatever.
Thank you.
And then when you DM me, I literally texted her. I was like, bruh, like, they asked me, and she was like, you better do it. Like, come on, girl. And so,
Thank you.
yeah,
So,
no.
so what can you tell all the girls out there who are still a little nervous and shy about being on a podcast, you know, because
Down.
we're over here, you know, a guy can say a guy's perspective because we're guys.
Yeah.
But we want to hear the girl's perspective of things, you know, like, and we have, the ratio right now is still, we have a lot more guys on there, so we are trying to even it out a lot more, you know? So what can you say to some girls to, I guess, motivate them to come onto the podcast?
I think you guys are very welcoming. Like, I was very nervous. Like, I literally was at home. When you DM me, I literally, like, went downstairs to my siblings, and I was like, oh, my God, I'm being on a podcast. And they're like, bitch, you're awkward. Like, goddamn, you know? And I was, like, nervous. And then, like, yesterday, too, they're like, oh, my God, are you, like, ready? Like, my mom came in my room. She's like, I heard you're going to be on a podcast. Like, are you okay? Like,
Shout out, Mama.
yeah.
Hey, shout out, mom.
Mom Dukes.
She
Hope you like
just
the video.
started her own cheer academy for, like, little kids.
Right on,
Yeah.
right on,
Yeah.
right on.
And it's, like,
What's the
with
name of it?
I think it's called Cheer Academy. It's with the rec center.
Shout out any
Okay.
mamas who have the youngins out there.
Make sure you
Put 'em
go
in cheer.
tap in, go
Put 'em in
cheer.
cheer.
Yeah, and so I think all the girls should get on here. They're very nice and respectful, and yeah, no weirdness.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We here, you know.
Even like I forgot to tell you guys before you started. Like you guys could ask me all the questions. You know,
Yeah.
it's not weird. It's very normal.
Thank you so much for coming on once again. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say. We'll save it for a part 2. Hopefully, you know, you can bring your friends on sometime. We'd love to. We're gonna get more mics soon. We're planning on upgrading. Season 3's coming up, so we'd love to have you guys and your friends. But yeah, once again, stay tuned for season 3. I'm actually in the work that I'm gonna talk to them actually after this. I got something pretty big planned that I wanna bring into reality. But once again, guys, cruise over at Talk Sings today. We got Chava, Celi, Javi. I'll put everybody's links in the description. Once again, go tell Chava, yo, get IG back. Eduardo Tint will be in the description. Celi's IG will be in the description. And tell Celi to start YouTube. And also with YouTube, if you need help with it, if you want us to like be on it, we're more than welcome. Everyone that does social media, we're always more than welcome to come on and join, help out.
Or in general, if anyone needs any help with anything, bro, like anyone needs someone to talk to, bro, DMs are open.
Oh yeah.
Just, bro, it's just in general about anything, you know what I mean? Like, we're over here just talking about our life, but we know people live some life like this too, you know what I mean? So, if anyone needs has any questions or something, bro, feel free, you know what I mean? That's it.
You heard Celi, her DMs are open too on girl perspective, fellas, whatever. But once again, cruise over at Talk Sings.
Baby
We're out.
girl, I got some toxic traits. I never meant for it to be this way.